2. Get the last.
Ooh, wow.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Hey, everybody. Hey, hello. Good welcome.
Yes.
My name is Dom Olivo. Here we are on the podcast. Second episode, first, third, who knows? And today I have Mr. Bill Olivo, BRO, Frisco Willy. Bill from the Hill. He's known by a lot of names, but do not call him Collect. I'll tell you that. He hates that.
That hurts.
This is my dad. Oh, no, sorry. And a Catholic brother, mother lover, sinner, saint, everything. This guy's done it all.
Not done it.
Take names.
Not a big thing.
Ask for permission, forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah.
Bill Olivo.
Yeah.
And so thanks for being here today, Bill.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you, brother.
You're welcome, bro.
Well, we brought you on screen here today because the public has been wondering, like, how do you mess with people? How do you prank people, make people smile, have a good time reasonably?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to bring you on because, correct me if I'm wrong, you had 5 brothers, right? And I'm sure you guys were messing around a lot, huh?
Before we go on,
Sure.
Is this anything to do with the FBI or CIA
No,
interrogation?
No.
I feel like I'm being interrogated.
I meant to brief you before we got on. This is no Mickey Mouse.
No.
Straight laced. This is good.
Oh, wow.
Good media.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. No problem. Jesus Christ. You didn't tell me that.
We're already recording, but
Okay.
so we might as well get started, huh?
Yeah. No, you promised me it's not the FBI.
You gotta flip that one. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So, tell me about these 5 brothers. What the heck was that about?
Well, Nello, the oldest brother, who has a wine company and stuff, and we all helped him plant. He started us off in the plumbing business, and he followed our dad's footstep, and started the plumbing company, which was Alco Plumbing. Well, it was day and night one time.
It's called Day and Night?
Yeah, that's a phony sounding one. But
junky.
that's when he first started off in SF. Day and night. Wow.
Oh, that's bad.
That
Uncle
was
Nello.
bad.
Jesus, yuck. It sounds like a
Anyway.
place you stay for $5.
Yeah. So he changed it to Alco.
Much better.
Not short for alcoholic. It could have been. You know,
Oh,
could have
yeah.
been, but no, it's Alco Plumbing for 25 years, I think it is. And then the unions gave Nello a bad time on, he was slipping behind on his union benefits. So he had to
We're
get
off.
out.
We're off the air. He's a part of the mob. There's some mob stuff going on there, right?
Just between you and
Yeah.
I.
No one's watching this.
Nobody's watching this?
No. Make sure you fix your hair, though. I don't want you to.
No, I don't. This camera's up. What the hell is the cameras doing underneath there?
They're all off. They're all off. You can tell me.
Okay.
So what about?
Okay, so 6 brothers, Nello would move to L.A. and he asked me if I wanted his business, because he started off. He said, if you take my business, you have to move to SF instead of SJ.
Oof.
SJ is San Jose.
But you're a South Bay guy.
Know that.
You were a South Bay guy. You were a city guy.
Yeah, no, I was a South Bay guy all the way. I was in the union, working on the freeways, working on the high rises and stuff in San Jose. But Nello convinced me to move up here so he could move to L.A. to be on top of the Hollywood
To get in the movie stars.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Janis Joplin and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Jesus.
With his wife Danica and their kids. They all did stuff with Marlon Brando and this guy and that guy. They had a lot of history there. So he said, move on up here. So I didn't know anybody in SF at all. Zero. But the first house I saw was this ugly pink.
Oh,
Pink house
come on.
with with white trim. Old fogies look. So the first thing I did was paint the white windows black to give it some color.
Black?
Black, so it looks
Were you depressed?
Halloween. No, but white looks like a grandparent's.
You were an
type of
Ozzy
house.
Osbourne kind of guy, huh? Back then.
Yeah.
Nice,
very
nice.
So black with the pink. I know it looked like Halloween, but it's better than pink and white.
Ooh,
That's
yeah,
for
no.
grandmothers.
That's grandmas and Valentine's Day and
Oh,
those
yeah, no,
candies
I'm
they
not
give
into
out.
that.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Easter Sunday, no. Anyway, so I painted black, and I liked it, but then finally I started painting a little bit more. One time before I got married to Laura. Then
You're
Hodges.
22. You're 23?
I was 21 when I bought no, I was 23 when I bought the
23.
house.
Nice.
23. And these old people, they're a Chinese woman and a Russian man. They were wondering why I wanted to buy it. And I said, well, I need to come up here because my brother's company. It had a 6-car garage. and a lot of high ceilings. It had a lot of history to it. I found out later.
You want to tell our listeners about that history, Mr. Bill Olivo?
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
This is for the late night.
I will.
Yeah.
Because it's a good story.
Yeah.
There was good ghost. There's bad ghost, there's good ghost. Then there's my type of ghost. Anyway, the old guys up in the neighborhood, they came down the street and they talked to me one day. Bill, do you know what kind of house you have here? I said, no. Well, we used to make the beer and wine up on the top of Petrolia Hill.
The beer and wine?
Yeah, the beer, mainly the beer. They had a lot of brewery up there. They made beer, and they came down to my house because they had a dance floor downstairs with all the secret walls and stuff. And it used to be old.
Yeah, why are you winking at me? What was it? Tell me the truth. What was it?
It was an old house. If you want to know the truth, old cat house.
Geez.
I got to say it nicer.
We're going to bleep that one out.
No,
brothel.
Yeah, brothel. Thank you.
An establishment of the night.
Yes, yes. And so they had buzzers at the front gate when the cops used to come in unexpectedly. They would buzz the people in the back. There was a dance floor downstairs. Illegal walls, illegal plugs, outlet.
It wasn't up to code.
No,
okay.
Super bad. And because every time the refrigerator would go on in the back of the house, the TV that was in front of the house would actually go off. This really happened a lot. So I had to rewire the whole joint. But they told me they used to come there to party, bring the beer, and they just said...
And do something else.
Yeah, talk Bible talk. I think it was a Bible study.
Yeah.
Bible study, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Jeez.
No, nothing else other than that.
No.
But so then I started to paint all the rooms different colors. I loved it. And then I put the little gingerbread stuff on in the long hallways. I put more wood on above the windows, make it a gingerbread look. I put the new stained glass in the front of the house, new door. And the front of the house had an old, ugly stairways, wooden, that was 6 foot wide going straight down. No charm to it. It looked ugly. That was the ugliest part of the house. And so I decided to make the stairways thinner.
Much
like 3
better.
foot.
Much better.
And then you make a deck. We made a deck there, go down 3 steps, make a landing there and go down, keep going down to the sidewalk. So instead of going straight through the sidewalk from the front door, it had a lot of character to it. And going down the steps to the landing, coming back, and then put all the gingerbread spindles up. And all my neighbors said, Bill, you're doing a great job. And then when I started painting, they said that white spindles really add the touch to the house.
Oh, they liked it. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
It was the 60s.
Yeah. So then I started painting all the gingerbread little knobs at the top of the roof line, above the windows. They were maroon color, I remember. Really.
Good memory.
Maroon color, then pink on the sidewall where we extended the deck out and made a garbage can room. Pink and then dark pink on the trimmer. And then
2 shades of pink?
2 different tires, pink, and then the green and blue. I had a lot of different colors.
Jesus.
It was great. But then I invited some friends when I met them at the restaurant when I was doing the plumbing in Silicon Valley. I said, why don't you come up to the house, see what we got? I'm working on it, so don't be surprised. And they came up and they laughed their heads off because I said I was working on the front of the house. They did not know that I had to climb a makeshift extension ladder because I had no steps. I tore it all down.
Yeah.
And they laughed their heads off because it was so dangerous to walk up there and maybe fall because it's straight up there. And they couldn't believe that I invited them there with just an extension ladder as a front porch. So, but they got over it. Not a big deal.
Yeah, they're forgiven.
They paid me money they paid. That's
not
good.
much though. And this is in the 60s. This is Potrero Hill, San Francisco.
Yes.
For those who don't know, Potrero Hill is what would you say? Southeastern San Francisco. O.J. Simpson's southeastern. Yeah, that corner.
Well, O.J.
O.J. Simpson's from there. We got Jerry Garcia grew up in Excelsior, just south of that. We had obviously the Mission District right there. Santana.
Right there.
You smoked with Santana once?
No, but I tell you what I did do.
What'd you do?
Oh, there was a bar at the bottom of the hill towards 16th, 18th, and Mississippi, or something like that, just before the 280 freeway.
Was this another Bible study, or what was this?
Yeah, it was a Bible study,
Okay.
and it was called The Garden of Earthly Delights. And that, every night, there was a band there. A Hot Tuna, Jefferson Airplane.
Back then, yeah.
Hot Tuna, a lot of different bands. Oh, It's a Beautiful Day, which happened to play at Laura and I Reading.
Oh,
The
yeah,
Beautiful
yeah.
Day. And then
Tiny Tim, huh? No, we won't talk. We won't talk about that guy.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
another
yeah.
time.
That's another
a
story.
That's
yeah.
for another story.
Episode 2.
But the cop station was just about 5 blocks away. Everybody smoked there when it was illegal. Smoked the happy stuff, and then I tell you, I used to ride my motorcycle there when I first moved there. My chopper with the real long front end. I used to park it in that front doorway of the Garden of Earthly Delights. The manager didn't like it, but then I said, "Hey, I got to see my bike," and he was kind of leery about me. You know, what's this wild cat coming in there parking his bike? And it leaked a lot of oil, right, where people had to go through the front door. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's all right, yeah.
If they slip, they only slip once,
It's
not
the
twice.
60s. It's
Because
60s.
if you slip once and hurt yourself, you're not going to have a chance to slip 2 times. That'd be bad. Yeah, you just slip once and fall down and break your hip, whatever. But it's only one time.
And no one sees it. No one records it on
Nobody
the
gets
phone.
hurt
No
that
one gets
way.
hurt,
They
yeah.
don't comment.
Easy.
But I did park it there, and that was one crazy dance place. There'll be nothing. There'll be nights, every night of the week, there was a band there. And I don't know how they got away with the cop station just about 5 blocks away. But they did.
Well, the cops were there.
Yeah, that was a crazy, wild place. You expect to see
Earthly
anything
Garden
in San Francisco.
of Earthly Delights.
The garden. And then they, after many years, then they changed it to some...
Oh, Salesforce.
Yeah, they missed
Elon
up.
Musk. Who cares?
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Jesus.
That was the saddest day of my life.
I know.
But anyway, getting on through there, I used to invite all my friends to take their motorcycles since I was in the motorcycle group at that time. Disciples. Don't I look like a pretty holy guy with the...
You do.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
From this side or
That's
this
good.
side?
Yeah, with the way the
Yeah.
way the headphones are sticking it up, like I'll follow. Yeah.
Oh,
that's good.
wow.
Yeah, you gotta comb
I'm
that.
sorry.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got to do it.
Yeah, make sure.
Better stop.
Take your moment.
Take a moment. Take a deep breath. Can't have that happen. That's a bunch of bullshit. Especially if we're being shown to the FBI.
Being
We
watched.
don't want none
For
of
being
that
watched.
stuff. Okay, so
So
anyway.
wait. So to back up. So you
Yeah.
before you moved,
Okay.
your brother started the plumbing business, brought you from SJ to FSF.
Yes, that's true.
That's a lot of stuff.
a lot of S's.
A lot of S's.
Yeah.
ASA. And so before that, you had 5 brothers
And 10 sisters.
and 10 sisters.
10. Santa Maria.
But you didn't get in trouble with those sisters. You got in trouble with those brothers.
Yes. Yeah.
And what kind of trouble did you guys get into?
Oh, a lot. Painting. Oh,
Jesus.
my gosh. I don't know if I'm going to go to hell for this.
Again, nobody's listening. You can say whatever you
but,
want.
okay, great. Phew. There's this time when I was working. All my brothers and my dad worked for this one company called Amaral Plumbing in Santa Clara, and on the Alameda/Santa Clara Street. And there was a big plumbing shop called Amaral Plumbing, run by Jim Bissell, who happened to knew my dad very well. Went out with my oldest sister, Mary Alice, and so we all took turns working for him before we entered the trade as apprentices. This is just a weekly job, driving trucks, putting nipples together, the galvanized nipple. You know how they have the different lengths. We had a huge machine shop with air compressors, making all these threads, cutting thread, constantly like this, moving the arms like a slot machine. But you're making all these nipples to sell to other plumbing companies or hardware stores. So we were the main supply of these nipples. So finally, Rich and I always goofed around. When it came out to Nello, went on to do his other business in plumbing. But one time, everybody there, it was a big shop, but only one bathroom. And everybody went in the bathroom, including me, yours truly. We always wrote jokes on the wall. Thousands of jokes all over, all the names. A little small bathroom, but we did it. The devil made me do it. So finally, Jim Bissell, the owner, he came in and told the superintendent, Ron Lopes. Yeah.
Ron Lopes?
Ron Lopes.
Robert Lopes?
The son of Mr. and Mrs.
Ooh,
Lopes.
I love that guy.
Yeah. Anyway, so he told Ron Lopes to have the Oliva brothers, Rich and me, to paint that room, to paint over all those lettering, all this. You know, it was crappy.
Junky,
Jim
gross.
Bissell didn't want any of that. No more writing in his walls. So Rich and I came on a Saturday while these brothers made some extra money by making some more pipe and thread.
Wait, you went there on a Saturday, probably the day after you went to the Garden of Earthly Delights? So you're
No,
tired.
before I moved to San
this is
Francisco.
before,
This
okay.
is before.
Before
this
all that
is in
stuff.
SJ.
Yeah, SJ. Okay.
Actually, it was called SC then Santa Clara.
Oh,
But I don't want
jeez.
to confuse you all. I
No,
know
don't
that's
mess
a
me up.
lot
Don't
to
mess me
take
up.
down.
Sorry, keep going. My bad.
Okay, sorry. And so Rich and I got all of our paint cans that they had in the back. They were all oil-based, not water-based, oil, which you get high on by the fumes. So Rich and I brought in some, we didn't know what color to paint, so I started painting one section of the wall pink, and then I said, well, what do you think, Rich? He said, I think it should be black on this wall. And then I came over and painted some green on that wall. Then he came to paint some yellow on this one, and it was about 30 or 40 or 50 different colors. It made you sick when it was lacquer paint, oil-based paint. When you paint over another oil base, it's sticky looking, it's ugly looking. It makes you want to throw up.
Yeah.
It's gross, really gross. And we got so high with all the fumes in there when we left, and we closed the shop up on that Monday. A couple days later, Jim Visa walked in and he saw this mist in his bathroom. He's like, what the hell did Olivo brothers do? And so they went to see Ron Lopes in the back room, the superintendent there. They said, get the Olivo brothers in here. Let's have a talk with them. He was ready to fire us, I think. So he started to talk. Before he talked, I said, wait a minute, Jim. Wait. I made sure I made you money because everybody goes in there and takes newspaper. We found a lot of newspaper, magazines.
Just wasting time.
Sexy magazine, all that kind of. Oh, yeah. Oh, gee whiz. Lord have mercy.
Christ.
But anyway, they had all these magazines. So Rich and I made it so nobody wants to be in there. Nobody wants to. I said, Jim, I made you money. You're going to get your money's worth on production by these guys. Yeah. Nobody wants to go use the bathroom anymore because it looks ugly. It makes you want to throw up. It's so damn ugly and stinky still. It took forever to dry because we had the whole thing smelling still. And so anyway.
That's some good economics. So as long as the workers aren't in the bathroom playing with sticks, they're out in the work. They're actually getting stuff done.
Getting production done.
Production, means of production.
Yeah, means it.
Nice.
So Jim thanked me. Okay, Bill, I never thought of that. Thank you. And he thanked me. And that comes about a week after. I used to drive his big trucks full of these trees. We call them trees. They made out of plumbing pipes. The whole bathroom all piped together, prefab. You bring them out to the track homes in cast iron and steel before copper or plastic. These are heavy trees. Different models, so they go on a long bed of a long trailer that you had. So I was driving one, and one of the brothers was driving the other one, and he was a really fun guy. And then we started racing down Alameda Street, going through red light, just raising hell. That's what happens when you're that age, right?
You were on A Street? Whew.
Yeah.
I've been there.
So finally we come up next in Santa Clara racing, and I had to turn right on whatever the name of Autumn, I think. Turn right where all of his big warehouses are and stuff. He happened to be standing on the corner with his right-hand estimator, Columbo. And they looked at us, and Willy is his name. Willy was driving one, and he was in the fast lane. I was in the slow lane, and we both turned the corner at the same time where it was fishtail. The back of my trailer, a real long trailer, would hit his trailer. Oh, my gosh. Him and Pat were horrified to see us raising hell on their trucks with the name Amaral Plumbing. So they come running after me, and then I got out. I knew I was going to be in trouble, but.
You asked for forgiveness, not permission.
I did this. I said, Jim, don't talk to me right now. I'm so busy. I got to get all your plumbers, their material. They are waiting for me. Oh, okay, go ahead. So he understood why we were racing, although it didn't take much to imagine we were racing and turning the corner and fishtailing, so we both hit each other's car. What are you going to do? So that's back in the day. I don't do that stuff nowadays.
Would you consider yourself what they call it, a greaser back in the days? Were you a greaser guy? You seem to be grease, right? Were you one of those guys?
Yeah, no, I was a greaser. I used to be on TV with my older sister, Christine, on
Don't age her. Don't say it.
No. Well, she's a year and a half older than me.
Okay, we won't say how old you are. 62. No. You're counting down.
Yeah, I'm counting backward. Down to 53.
Nice, good for you, man.
I'm going to stop at 30. Because once I hit 65,
it's too much.
I don't want to count up anymore. I'm too busy. I'm a busy guy, so I don't have time. But I do have time to count back.
It's hard to count.
Yeah, that's really
in general.
tough.
Yeah,
those numbers are way up there.
yeah.
So count 64, 63. I'm down to 53. And you know something?
Good for you, man.
I got to tell you the truth. I think I'm going to keep counting down until I'm 30 because I don't want to go in my 20s. There was too much crazy stuff going on in the 20s.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stop at 30. But don't hold me to that. Once I get to 30, I might change my mind and want to live a little bit more.
Well, let me ask you this. Bill, Bob,
Bill
do
from
you
the
prefer
Hill.
Will? Bill from the Hill. Frisco Willy.
Frisco Willy. yeah.
Capital BDSQ?
No.
None of it.
Capital BILL
BILL.
apostrophe from FROM. The Hill.
Hill.
Do I have to spell it out for
No,
you
no,
again?
no,
Jesus
no.
Christ
Jesus
sakes.
Christ.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, where were you?
God damn, you make me nervous here.
Hold on 1 second.
You make me nervous. By the way, promise me one thing. When I'm dead and gone,
Sure.
make sure this brush gets plated in gold because I want to take it with me.
That brush there?
Yes.
Let me pull that up on the screen there. That brush there.
Yes, that one with the wooden handle. Look how nice it fits. See the handles here?
That is a nice
I
one.
go like this.
That is a nice
Doesn't
one.
that go?
Yeah.
That's cool.
But you can gold plate that? Is that metal?
That's up to you
That's
to
up
figure it out.
Up to the millennials. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
I'll
You
figure-
guys know how to do it.
I have
you
a
know.
few friends that'll figure it out. Yeah.
Okay,
All
so
right.
anyway, remember that.
Yeah.
Promise me.
I will.
I won't take much with me, but I want this one with me because I used to watch a movie when I was younger. It was called, not Happy Day. It was called Beatnik. Oh, Dobie Gillis. Dobie Gillis was a beatnik, not a hippie, but a beatnik before the hippies came out in the 50s in South Toledo mostly. It was
In that bookstore in SF, that famous bookstore.
Yeah, I know, but mainly in South Toledo. And Columbus Street, yes, North Beach. Finocchio's.
Whatever.
Finocchio's.
Yeah,
There's a lot of stories there.
Yeah.
You want me to go into that?
No.
Okay. Caradotas.
Yeah, that's for the mob episode. We're not going there today.
No. I go to church all the time. I'm Catholic, so I'm not going to talk about it.
I know.
Anyway, so having moved to SF.
SF. San Fran, and you never call it San Fran. You never call it
Frisco. Frisco is a degrading word.
You don't
want
to say that. That's gross.
No, Herb Cain once said, please don't say it about our city. It's San Fran at the least or San Francisco, but don't say Frisco.
I don't want to hear it. Yeah. SF if you are lazy.
Yeah, you gain lady SF.
SF. Easy.
But anyway, so buying this house, then I lived there all alone. I rented out one room to this plumber that worked with me for a long time. So it was a 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom, bath and a half. And after fixing it the way I wanted to, Nell and Danica moved to L.A. and they introduced me to a few places where I could do some modeling, acting. Went to a couple of theaters, the West Side Story at that time. And it was crazy because I didn't know my way around. And it was kind of spooky to be the only person you didn't know in a big old city. But it was fun, excitement, and then I got to go all over the city to sell yourself, with once I had a resume and all my pictures on this. So I made a few pictures where they put
knocking
it
on
on
doors. No internet yet. No internet. So you had to knock on the doors.
No, yes, I had to knock on doors. And during the day, while I'm a plumber part of the day, then I took off for a couple hours, changed clothes, knocked on doors, and presented myself. Let me have a shot. And some people, Emporium, I did a lot. In fact, one of them went on that New York Times Square.
Oh.
Yeah, and what's funny, I had another one on a Sunday with my mustache, and everybody thought I looked like Sharif, famous star at that
commercial?
time.
A commercial?
Well, anyway, it looked like Marlon Sharif. I forget his first name.
I won't hold you to it. I won't hold you to it.
I had 4 people from Santa Cruz. They called me up on a Sunday morning. Bill, we seen your picture on the Chronicle. That's you. I said, I don't know about that. They said, no, that's you. So they drove all the way up from Santa Cruz, California, to SF, California.
Yeah.
And they bought the newspaper. They all betted that that's Bill and that's not Bill. And I said, well, it could be. I don't really know. I'll let you know some other day.
You don't remember your 20s too well.
No, I don't.
So
that's why.
Yeah, if you'd count it down, it'd be kind of like a new experience in a way.
Well, I might like it, but I'll let you know when I get to 30 if I want to keep counting down.
Yeah.
That's for another day, for another talk.
That's too much math, yeah.
But anyway, that was so fun because I used to bring these good friends of mine from Santa Cruz to see at the Orpheum Theater, the Beatlemania, Hair, Chicago, all those stage
Some other
plays.
things. Bible Club.
Oh, yeah, Bible Club, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So getting back to that house, I rented it out when I got married to Laura Lynn Hodges Olivo. She didn't want to live in the city. She wanted to move out of the city because we are raising our 1-year-old daughter. Became 2, 2.5, up to 3. Chanel Lynn Olivo. And
We'll put it up on the screen right now.
yeah, kind of looks like you.
Yeah?
Yeah. She reminds me of you.
Yeah.
But anyway, Mom didn't want to raise her in the city. I never thought I would cross over the Golden Gate Bridge. That's a foreign country.
You went to Marin?
Yeah, I went across the Golden Gate
to
live.
Marin?
Yeah, into Marin. I thought I was going to stay in SF forever and ever and ever and ever. We kept the house though. It's been 57 years since I first bought it.
58, yeah.
Yeah, about 58 years, give or take a decade.
Or two, yeah.
It doesn't matter. I never did graduate with top honors in arithmetic.
Yeah.
I did good in algebra.
Social studies and...
Yeah, social studies.
And
there was no geometry then and all that kind of...
There wasn't?
No.
That's a while back.
No, just arithmetic, adding, subtraction, and multiplication.
Easy
and then there was
stuff.
a PE.
Yeah. No, none of this calculus.
Yeah, who needed that?
No.
Cloud your mind up.
Clean stuff.
Keep it simple.
Yeah. Keep it simple and stupid. Kiss.
Yeah. Kiss
97.3. I love that station.
Oh, yeah, but we didn't even have that then. We only had KSJO.
You only had AM radio? What?
Just AM, just like in my record player.
Yikes.
Like in my record player, in my 54 La Bamba, I had a record player and it was all AM station. So I put a record player in so I could play my up-to-date records.
Nice.
But for the sound system, we had a thing called the Vibrasonic. And it's a Vibrasonic. It's a very bad. If you listen to it now, you choke. But it was our way of getting AM to sound a little misty to a little microphone. So it was called Vibrasonic.
Oh, that's funny.
You pull out a knob and it sounds like you're on the microphone.
It's like a filter. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So awful, but it was all Ray.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, can't dance. Well, I did do dancing.
You did a lot of
Wait a
dances.
minute. Getting back to Chris, I got to say, in my younger days, she talked me into going on not the Ed Sullivan show. It was called Record Hop. We had a record hop in San Jose where all of Silicon Valley, before it was known as Silicon Valley, everybody wanted to
What did they
watch
call Silicon Valley back then? It was just called the...
San Jose.
Just there.
It was known as
San
the
Mateo, all that stuff.
prune factory of the word, or cot factory, apricots.
Ah.
And every person growing up had to pick apricots or prunes.
Wow.
That was
That's a
our
big
thing.
change.
Now you won't find
Now
that.
it's just AIs and robots. And
And contamination in the ground from all the new labs and all that kind of nasty stuff. So anyway, she had me on record hopper, and we won brother and sister dance. And I think she just told me recently, I never knew we won so much, but they gave us not only a couple of his records, because they had us on, and I was on there weekly, and people got to know me by just a face.
Oh, yeah.
Cousin
fun.
Louise told me a bunch of times that all the people she knew, you his cousin? My God. Yeah, anyway, that's bragging. Cut that out.
Hey, no, that's
Cut
good.
that out.
We're going to
Anyway.
go back to these... so you got to tell me about this... so you're in this city.
Yeah.
I want to hear about... Apparently, there was a time in which there was no cops, apparently, in San Francisco. It was all Wild West. And then all of a sudden, they had cops on motorcycles.
Oh,
and apparently...
Yikes, again.
This is what I heard from your friend Liberty. Is that you got pulled over 3 times and somebody flipped somebody off. What's going on?
Okay. It was on my chopper, Easy Rider, long front end. No brakes. We didn't believe in brakes in those days, front brakes, just the back brakes. You wanted the front brakes out so it'd be more spokes looking, real cool looking bike. Really cool, and especially the front end I had was the long Indian front end, 18 inches longer, and had springs on it, a bunch of springs, and it was the coolest looking bike around. So all my friends from SJ and SC came on up, and I took them around on Broadway Street where there's a tunnel between Van Ness.
Tunnels are good for noise.
Yeah. So when I went through the tunnel, a couple of my friends, I remember on the side, I picked up a lady.
Oh, jeez.
I know, another one. Gee whiz. That wanted to ride on the bike. So I took her, and as I'm leading the crowd, since I knew where I was going, leading the crowd, I looked to the right on the corner of my eye. I seen the spokes going. I said, that's Delbert. So I punched him more, and my bike was the loudest one around because they didn't have mufflers in it. And every time I let off on the gas, flames would come out. Pow!
Pow, 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 pow.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, man, that shocked you. That gives you a heart attack, but I loved it. So I thought it was Delbert. So when I seen it and he kept up with me, I gunned it more. He gunned it. I gunned it more. As soon as I came out of the tunnel,
It wasn't Delbert.
It wasn't Delbert. It was a cop. All my buddies were going smooth and slow. They knew the cop was going to get me. So he pulled me over. And so I said, Mr. Cop, this lady that I known for a long time just came here from Chicago. And she wanted to say, I'm very sorry. I'll take it easy. I'll honor all the laws. Believe me, I will. I turned around. He said, get out of here before we get in trouble, but take care of your lady here. I said, okay,
The lady
I will.
you just met on the street.
I just met on the street. And so I turned around, and of course I went slow through the tunnel, nice and easy, being a good guy,
Good
Catholic.
guy. Catholic
you know.
guy, yeah.
And so all my buddies went too. As soon as we went underneath the tunnel, about 3 more blocks up there, there's Polk, and then there's Van Ness. I made an illegal turn on Van Ness with the same lady. Another cop pulled me over. This is no lie. And the cop pulled me over, and I ran the same story to him. This lady from Chicago. I had it down pat what I was saying. And he couldn't believe it. He said, get out of here. So that's 2 cops in 10 minutes time. And all my buddies said, you can't do that. But, I did it.
You
right?
did it, yeah.
I did it. So they never thought about it. So we went all the way down Van Ness to go to SF, 710 Vermont Street. And I was going underneath the freeway there by South Van Ness and Market. There's a freeway there. And so I turned left on the freeway underneath. It's called 13th Street, I think.
Ooh, yeah,
and
you don't want to go down there at night.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. And
Or
so,
you do. You do want to go there. I don't know. It depends what you're looking for.
I had bright headlights. I had a lot of headlights.
Yeah.
Reflectors, the whole works.
The chrome. All
The
that
chrome showed
nitrous,
off
no
a lot.
worries.
Yeah. So anyway, the light turned orange, from green to orange.
I didn't know they had that color.
Yeah, they did. So I jumped. They ran the orange light. But the cop on another motorcycle was going downtown on Folsom Street, and he ran the green light. I know it was. It wasn't.
Shame
green
on
for
him.
Yeah,
Screw that
no.
guy.
But so he knew I almost crashed into him, so he dumped his bike, not completely, but he fell on his left leg. And I remember him lift it back up, and I thought, oh, this guy's really going to get me. He looked at me, just shook his head, and kept on going. And that's what happened. In San Francisco, they got more important killings to investigate.
Oh,
the Black
Marilyn
Zebra
Manson
and the SLA and the
Zodiac
Zodiac
Killer.
all that stuff.
Hertz Castle? You heard they got giraffes down there? Not cool.
No.
Crazy stuff.
Oh, no, that's bad. Just like the circus. But anyway, SLA and all that crazy stuff
Crazy
going on.
stuff.
They didn't have time to write ticket. Although you go to South Toledo or Tiburon and you look at a cop cross-eyed, you're going to get a ticket.
Oh, yeah.
So San Francisco's cooler.
Yeah.
So how many people to this day, they still just marvel how 3 cops within a half an hour let me go.
What do you think it was? It's probably the hair, huh? They probably liked your hair.
Oh, talking about the hero, thank you.
Yeah.
I got to do it again.
Or that bike. We'll put it up on the screen for our viewers as well.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
good.
it looks good.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Okay, so that gets us down. Okay, so now that gets us down to where we.
one more thing.
Sorry.
One more thing.
No, I'm so sorry.
Huh?
No, go. Yeah, please.
Oh, because the guy that lived downstairs in the basement, I made a unit downstairs, a legal 1-bedroom, John. Carney.
Illegal or illegal?
No, a legal one.
Legal.
Because there's 6-car garage. Who needs 6 cars? Although I did have 6
You
cars.
had several
there.
cars.
I had
Yeah.
my 690s Hearst, my 54Os, my red plumbing truck, a Willys, and 2 Mercedes.
2
There's
bikes.
64
Some bikes.
and the bikes. Yeah. Oh, you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Who you running from or?
A left-hand side steering Mercedes and the right side, all my neighbors said, Bill, what are you trying to do to us? You have 1 Mercedes. Why do you have to have 2? I said, well, it depends what lady you take out,
I believe
Maybe
that was
she likes the
Confucius.
left-hand
Confucius
side.
said that, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What
And
lady
then,
to take out tonight? Nice.
1602, I think it was.
Oh,
Confucius.
yeah.
He was confused as hell, I tell
I
you.
can't understand.
I
that.
never did understand
I never
him.
understood a single thing.
And anyway,
I threw you off.
So
Yeah.
all the bikers, John was making a movie on us called Black Choppers and Leather and Black Choppers. And it was actually shown on after Monday Night Football with Howard Cosell and stuff. So we went to San Francisco Art Institute downtown with our motorcycles, our choppers. And then you had to climb the steps. So we rode our bikes up the steps, on the lawn, down the steps into the hallway, and through the hallway. And 2 security guards just looked at us with the loud noise. They just shook their heads. So we went to see what John did for us. Because I used to help John on my way back from going out for the night. And John always asked me, Bill, can you help me edit the film? I said, sure, but you don't tell me to look at something in the middle of the night when I'm asleep. I fall asleep
your eyes
every time.
go cross-eyed.
Yeah, so it was just more support.
Yeah.
So anyway, John finally finished the film, and it was his big day. So all of us rode through. I remember distinctly the gas prices they put in embargo.
You remember this day? Wow.
Well, the embargo shut us all down from Iran. So we had to get gas, and people were two blocks long of gas, waiting in line to get gas. And so us bikers cut in line. That was bad. But we cut in line, got gas. People didn't like it, but we were flying those stupid covers.
You look
really
cool
proud.
while doing it. If you're going to do something bad, you got to look good doing it.
Yeah, that's right.
What I always said. I haven't said it before, but I'll continue to say it.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
It was received well. I like that.
I got to write that down.
Whatever.
Send it to me later.
It'll be on the tape, yeah.
Yeah. But so we rode to the San Francisco Garden to downtown.
In the hallway. I don't mind you going up the stairs. You went in the hallway?
In the hallway. And we went through the tunnel again. Not the Broadway tunnel, but the tunnel that's by the let's see, not Broadway tunnel, but it's the other tunnel in Chinatown. Really loud.
That tunnel.
Yeah. It was by the parking lot there by Macy's.
I know that parking lot well, yeah.
Yeah. So we went there, and so we all went to watch the movies, and it was great. It was a good showing. And so we all took off again. The security guys never bothered us. So anyway, that's the end of my motorcycle day. Now we could jump forward. Let's see.
Jump forward a few years.
Back a few years.
Back a few years.
Oh, when I lived in SF before I got married to Laura Lynn Hodges Olivo, I was doing a lot of plumbing jobs in San Jose still, SJ. And one of the plumbing jobs was building remodeling the San Francisco Giants farm team main field with the studios above them, with all the 2 stories, 3 stories. It was up
whatever
there.
the things.
Whatever stories, yeah.
Whatever.
What
Willy
a
Wonka.
story. It's a good story though. So one time when we almost finished, Harold, my brother, took the inspector. He showed up late. He went, it was the lunchtime. He took him all the way upstairs, and Harold he told me that the gas line isn't holding pressure. What is wrong? We know it's holding pressure, but there's so many lines and so long that it's easy to lose 1 pound. But this inspector was a mean inspector. He wouldn't care if you had a mile of it. It shouldn't go down just
one
a
of those
split.
guys. Yeah,
one of those guys. So I said, okay, Harold, when you take him upstairs, I'll put another needle in I'll pump up the air. That's what it was. I'll pump it up by hand to make sure the gauge shows when they get way up there. It gave me time to pump, by hand. We didn't have compressors then. So by the time I went up there, but they kept on leaking on my end on the hand pump because the needle valve was messed up.
It's not your fault. It's the needle. Yeah, screw that.
It was a needle. So
come on.
All these guys were taking lunches, and all the cars were down there more. The only car that was next to me was that plumbing inspector's car, his car. So what I did, looked around, nobody's looking. So I took that valve, in my truck. I took off the needle of his city car, and the tower went fire, and everybody was laughing at me. Bill, you can't do that to the plumbing inspector. You can get thrown in prison. But I had to get my test. We promised the superintendent that it would be passed today, and we didn't want no more things.
And you follow through on your promises.
Yeah, I went through. So I took off the stem. His tire went flat. I was going to pump it up after.
Of course.
Yeah, that's another story.
Yeah, if you had time.
For another day.
Yeah.
But anyway, I put it in my pumped up the air, and it was holding. And Harold looked over at the window and gave me the thumb up. The inspector passed it. So on the way down, I hurriedly took out the valve and put it back in his car and tried to pump up his car before he sees me. So Harold kind of knew that. So he showed the inspector this one wall that had all the famous names of the San Francisco Giants when they first started. Bob Knepper,
yeah.
Jack Clark.
Willie Mays.
Will Clark. You heard of Will Clark?
Will Clark. Ron Howard.
Yeah, no, Ron Howard. You got your music.
I got my... Whatever.
Loco in the cabeza.
Barbara Streisand.
I thought I raised somebody good here. But anyway, so they walked down, and then they looked at, it's called the Wall of Fame, San Francisco Giants Wall of Fame. All the people that signed there went to the big leagues.
Is it a long haul? Is it a short little...
Well, it's a big room with all these names. They're filled up completely with names. But Harold showing, look at Bob Knepper's. I remember he told me, Bob Knepper's, Jack Clark, Bill Levo, what's he doing there? The inspector said, what the hell? So at that time, I walked in there, and The inspector, what's your name doing up there? I said, well, I didn't play, but I should have played. So that's why I put
Yeah,
it
that
up
makes
there. I
sense.
should have played, and if I had played, I would have been good.
Great. You would have looked good in the
I would-
shirt,
I would have looked.
chewing the tobacco, just spitting it out, all that stuff.
Come on,
oh,
batter,
look at that.
batter,
Yeah,
swing.
looks good.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
That's
Ask Shermy.
You also
Shermy's-
gave me a ball signed by Willie Mays, and you also signed it. You didn't give that
That's
to me.
right.
You gave it to somebody else. What the heck? You give
well,
it to Shermy?
what happened is
Lowers the
Shermy's
value.
The,
Well, it raises the value.
it raises the value.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you for correcting me.
Shermy was working at a dentist's office. Shermy's my other daughter, Shermy Ann Olivo the second, or the first, whatever.
Either
and
one.
so she was working in SF, and Willie Mays happened to have his teeth worked on by the place where she worked at. So when she saw Willie Mays, our hero, she went down to the drugstore, and they didn't have a hardball, so she got a big old softball with the case.
That's why.
And he signed his name, Best Wishes, Willie Mays. Really scribbling up and down. That's how he signs his name. Real tall lines then.
Good man.
And
Good
so then when I got home, I signed it. Bill Olivo, why shouldn't I sign it? And Laura Lynn Hodges Olivo said, you ruined the value of that. I said, no, I didn't. It's important to either my son or daughters to have not only Willie Mays, but Bill Olivo on it. So take that to the
LLO
collection.
Had a point. CAO,
Yeah.
Shermy Ann Olivo.
Sure.
She would have-
CAO.
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 Nice. Cacao.
Chanel is C.
LO. CLO.
Yeah,
Slow.
CLO. Clo.
Clo. Like
And
Clo.
you're a DJ.
DJO.
DJO.
DJO. And you're
B.O.
BO.
Bro. Hey, bro.
Or
Bro.
BO.
No, not B.O. I got called that in grade school.
Got to keep the R in there.
B.O. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that
Come on.
sucks. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
there was two of us. Bill O'Leary and Bill Olivo.
They called me Domino's Pizza with olives on top.
Oh, wow.
It was a long one.
That is a
It's
long
hard to
one.
pay attention through the whole thing. I got ADHD and all that. You know?
Yeah.
It's hard. I was like,
And I went to Bonehead High. How would I figure that out?
Yeah.
But I did go to Bellum for 1 year.
You did. I saw you in the yearbook.
1 year.
1 year, and they kicked you out.
They
Straight
kicked
out.
me. Yeah,
Get the
they
hell out
probably
of here.
did. Yeah. Well,
So
they
you brought
didn't
the
have
fart
any.
machines
They
in.
didn't have any females
Sense of
there. It was
humor.
all boys school.
You don't want that. Yeah. But then you moved to San Francisco.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, you can't win them all.
But so anyway, so that's the biker days,
That's the biker days.
and
well, there's one more story from the biker days that I
sure,
heard
the
once.
front end.
Well,
the front end. When I put that long
the,
front,
with the quote, you know what you're talking about the same thing I'm talking about?
I think so. What are you talking about?
Well, I'll let you tell it first. I'll tell you.
No, I want to hear it from you first.
No.
Well, here's the deal.
Okay, lay it down.
It was summertime, and nobody wants to take apart their bikes during the summer because that messes up the whole summer. Because it takes 3, 4, 5, 6
Ruins
months
the
to
vibe.
fix.
You want to ride the bike in the
I want to
summer.
ride, baby.
Yeah.
So I got this front end from a flea market in Santa Cruz, and it was the longest front end I ever seen. It was twisted bars, 4 bars. The top ones were twisted. They were really a sexy,
Far out.
far out. And it was the longest front end. But when I put it on my bike, without changing the yoke like you're supposed to do, you're supposed to cut, where the bars go through, the forks, you're supposed to cut that and route a plate so it goes out. So nothing happens to your frame. What I did is I didn't want to mess with the frame, take the engine out, do all that stuff. I just changed the bars. The 2 4-inch ones on the bottom, the 2 2-inch ones. The bottom ones I made 6 inches long. The top ones I made 1 inch. So right there, it kicked it way out. So now I'm cool. Instead of being way up here, get a nosebleed when you're up there too high. I don't want to get a nosebleed.
No.
I want to be cool.
Yeah.
So nobody wanted to ride next to me because every time I would ride the bike on the lanes, every time we tried to change the lane or do something, the bike would jump actually an inch off the ground, true story, because you mess with the center of gravity right there, and it would make it jump. So nobody wanted to ride next to me. I said, okay, you babies, I'll bring it back some. So I brought it back. Instead of being cool, I was semi-cool right there.
Oh, yeah.
And nobody wanted to ride next to me because our bike group was really always riding tight, real tight. We did that on purpose so the cops don't pick you up. If you ride real far, then they pick out the last one, the next one.
That's like a flight.
easy.
It's like a school of fish or a babble of birds, whatever you want to call them. They do the same thing, right?
Yeah, yes.
You can't pick them off.
Yeah. Sardines.
Smart son of a bitch.
Yeah, I know, yeah. So, but being that close, nobody trusted me. So I said, okay, you babies, because we had dumped it. JR rode my bike, this other guy from Tahoe, and I was staying up all night. So
Yikes.
I didn't want to ride it. So he said he'd ride it, and he dumped it. He lost it right on the Sacramento Freeway, 5 lanes trying to avoid him. He didn't get hit, but he scraped up his arm a lot.
Oof. Dumping in the industry, in the motorcycle industry, is what you call when you bail out.
Yeah.
You ditch the bike.
Yeah.
What does dumping the bike mean? You just jump off.
Oh, no. Dumping the bike.
You
fall
You
with the bike.
Tiptoe over. Humpty Dumpty.
Yeah, Humpty Dumpty. But you don't leave the bike. You get torn up in a million pieces.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't want that. That wouldn't be a good day.
No.
So then they said, we put it in the truck that was following us. I said, okay, I'll bring it back. So when we got home, I brought it all the way back, way up there. I was getting nosebleed once again, way up there.
Yeah.
But for these babies, I did it. So finally this one day, about 50 bikes was going from Los Angeles, L.A. to SF on Highway 1, Big Sur and all that. And then I was way up there, but then I was at the end because I didn't get a good feeling about my bike because I thought, oh, man, how many chances God going to give me from all these accidents and near accidents? So finally, every time we passed up a car, it would do it again, even when it's way up high. It would do it again because I missed with the center, all the springs, and it missed it up. And so after the third car, and it was the ocean right next to me, the
Pacific.
cliff. Yeah, the Big Sur and stuff. So finally, there's this one gas station with the guy with the long blonde hair. I remember his face.
Yeah.
He had a gas in his hand, pump, because that's what they did then. They used to pump gas for us. We don't pump our own gas back in the day. So as soon as I decided to pull off, I cut off a car. I know I did, but I had to get there because the bike was so damaged. I knew I was flirting with death, really. And so when I went there at 60, 50, 43, once I get to 10, 5, 1, as soon as I stopped, the whole frame broke. The bars broke of the front end. And my frame dug into the asphalt. So if I didn't decide to pull over, I'd be in spaghetti look.
Hamburger meat, yeah.
Hamburger meat.
Jesus.
Oh, gee whiz. So I waited for about an hour. All the guys came back. We took off that front end. We went to the cliff and threw the whole front end into the ocean.
You just chucked it?
Chucked it, yeah. I had to do it right, you know. So I got those stupid old...
That was the right way to do it. You probably should have taken that arithmetic class with the whole physics of it all and all that.
Well, but just before that happened, we were on Santa Cruz going on Highway 1 in the fog where you can't even see the double yellow line. So when you have double yellow lines, you're not supposed to cross them in the fog going around a blind curve to the right.
Probably high, too.
I don't know. I don't want to go there.
I don't want to comment on that.
I just went to church last week.
Don't want to say anything about that one.
No. So when we crossed over the double yellow line, you're passing up the cars, and you happen to see the car is a black and white car. That means highway patrol. And I could see his face. He just shaking his head. He wasn't about to stop any of us crazy guys.
So you never pissed off the cops. You just disappointed them.
No.
Over and over and
over. You don't want to piss off. You don't want, like I said, you don't want to piss off the Pope. He's got enough troubles as it is.
Yeah.
So none of that.
Troubles.
You don't want to piss off anybody.
Yeah.
So anyway, now that could be the end of my story of motorcycles, because there's a lot more stories, but
we can't.
That's for another day.
Legally, we can't.
Yeah, legally,
we shouldn't have said all this.
Oh yeah, FBI, CIA, and all that kind of stuff.
And so then after you got back home from the BS.
Oh yeah,
Big Sur, BS.
Oh, yeah. BS.
Bunch of bullshit. You chucked a tire.
Yeah.
Down this hill with a good friend Lib.
No, my
Liberty.
Lord. Oh man.
Liberty 210.
Liberty
Talk to me.
Ortega. Crazy friend of mine. I don't know how we got along so great after all those years, the last 40 years. But anyway, we came home from dancing one time, and on our way home, I found this tire on Potrero Hill. In other words, Pot Hill. That's what they call it.
Oh, yeah. High up on Pot Hill.
Big truck tower that had a rim on it. So we took it in the back of my truck. We went to 20th Street, right up the street from us.
That's a nice street, yeah.
Yeah, 20th.
Beautiful street.
Yeah, I got to move there again.
Yeah.
20th and Connecticut.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Or maybe it was the very top, the steepest one. And so we said, let's see how this would roll. And so we thought after a couple blocks it was open fields. After 2 blocks it was open. And I thought we aimed it for the field. So when it went down the street between 20th and 19th going down, it was gaining speed. And when it hits the intersection, the flat, I remember watching it. When it hits the intersection, it would pop up. It would fly up and go down the street again into 18th Street. And when it hit the intersection, it would pop up, go down to 17th. Pop up over the intersection, and it kept on going straight, and we couldn't believe it. And it was gaining so much speed. Then all of a sudden, when it went all the way down to 16th Street, bang! Oh my God.
Jesus.
Oh, I hate to see what it
Come
hit.
on. Again, you should have stuck with the physics class.
Oh man.
You were just curious. You were just,
Yeah.
you didn't know.
Yeah.
You got kicked out of that school.
X
Flirting with the
divided
teachers.
by 2
Don't.
equals the square root of the hypotenuse, the circumference, and the radius. And it comes up, it was going to be bad trouble.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Yeah.
I can't even do that right now.
Yeah, 12, 31,
Jesus.
23. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Oh,
That's going to be on this New Year's. It's
Yeah.
going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Wow. Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve. No,
New Year's
Eve.
Okay.
Noche buena.
No, now that we got that one, so that caused some damage, and I'm sorry that I did it. The devil made me do it,
Yeah.
and Liberty. So we both had fun.
Liberty. Yeah. He was whispering in your ear a little bit.
When you say the word Liberty, you know there's
I
trouble.
saw you. Yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a lot of stories there, and
Jesus,
we
your
don't
hair
have
stood
time.
up. I saw that.
Oh my goodness!
No, we need a whole episode on
Lord
Liberty.
have mercy.
Next time we're here, we'll put Liberty on the old Zoom call.
Zoom card.
Get him
yeah.
on here.
Oh, but he was a crazy friend, and he stayed a true friend by always never forget to send me a card, a Christmas card, or a birthday card, or this and this.
Credit card bill.
Credit card. Oh yeah. He sent me a lot.
Sends you a lot of bills too. Yeah.
But which was great. The other friends, sadly to say, if there was 70 of them, I think about 60 of them are passed away.
Already.
They partied heavy. I never did. I partied, but I never drank. I
You
never
got your
did that
feet wet.
stuff.
You got your feet wet. But
Feet
you
wet.
dried your feet off at the door. Took your shoes
I always
off.
had a good time just talking. If I had a glass of beer, I would nurse it for the whole night. Honestly, one other guy, Hank, Jimmy, and Joe Guerra, and myself, we didn't drink. If we got a glass of beer, it would last the whole night.
Yeah.
Because you're naturally high.
It's too expensive. Yeah. High on life.
Yeah. I had enough arithmetic to know
It was good.
$1.25 is a lot of money then.
Plus, you
Jesus
walk into those
Christ.
bars, you probably just got high off the
Yeah.
energy.
Fumes.
Fumes.
Oh, the
whatever.
fumes. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
The happy stuff.
The happy good stuff. Thai sticks. All of that.
Oh, yeah. Tie sticks. Yeah. Well, that's another story.
That's another story. We got a long
I
season
sold
up here.
one of them.
folks.
I sold one of the red Mercedes, beautiful European headlights. They're the vertical ones, the most beautiful.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, but a guy put it in the paper, and a guy came up. He liked it, so we went up to the deck I built, which I didn't talk about yet.
Not yet.
But that's another story.
Yeah.
He brought a suitcase of these tie stick.
Yeah, what is that? What is a Thai stick exactly?
It's just a tie stick.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to look it up.
I'll look it up. I'll put it on
You
the
look it
screen
up.
for everybody.
Put it on
Yeah.
the screen. So, and he had a case full. He said $10,000, and I only wanted
Whoa. Some
$6,000.
expensive sticks.
I said, you know what? I don't want to do it. Nothing to do with that. Anything. Because knowing me, I would be busted for selling something illegal.
Yeah.
So
Again,
I didn't want it. I
the
wanted my
arithmetic.
moolah.
Stay in
Moolah.
math, kids. You
Yeah.
got come on.
I
Jeez.
do know math enough. Give me my moolah.
Yeah.
No other
None of
stick.
that other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay.
That's nice.
Whew. Boy, that's a lot of story.
That's a whole lot of story.
Boy. And there's a lot more, too.
I know.
I don't know.
Starting to foam around the mouth. Oh yeah, Jesus.
I don't know. Those were crazy days, and of course,
Well, tell
Sherry and I was in on everything in those days. She was on the streets of San Francisco a lot of times. They were filming on Vermont Street on SF there, the streets of San Francisco. So there were a lot of times she did a little extra stuff there, and then she went to Fisherman's Wharf and on streets of San Francisco. They shot down there at the wharf, and I remember this one scene had a clown, and he was a robber. A bank robber, and he had Shermy or something like that. I forgot how it went. We have to ask Shermy about that. Yeah. But she was in a lot of that, and we got to go upstairs on our roof deck. I took off half the roof and made a sun deck, 20 feet or 30 feet by 15 foot wide.
Were you brewing beer too, or more
Right.
Bible class, or what?
Yeah, we had Bible class.
Nice,
up there a lot.
nice, man.
Actually, I did. Now that you mention it,
Yeah.
one of my plumbing jobs, the guy wanted me to take all this antique stuff, and I had a pulpit one time from the church, a real oak one, heavy. Take 5-6 guys to lift it with all the brass railings on it,
Oh,
where
yeah.
the priest used to go
Ornate.
up there and preach.
Beautiful.
Ornate. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And so I got up there a few times. But there were steps behind it. I rugged it, made it look good in the back room where
Oh, I
and
didn't know you
Courtney
were
stood.
ordained. You're an ordained man.
Well, I should have been.
Should have been, yeah.
Actually,
Baseball player.
Actually, I thought growing up in the Ballerman days I was, just like my sister Virginia was supposed to be in that. my sister Nancy was going to be a nun.
She was on the track, yeah.
Yeah, but
It's tough. Life gets tough. All this
life
and that.
is tough.
So you were a plumber, a lover, a father, a brother, a sinner, a saint. You were a motorcycle rider, scientist, obviously a mathematician, dancer, singer, actor, and overall good
car
guy.
shows.
Car shows.
Won a lot, about 200, about 100 trophies.
Whole lot.
A whole lot. And into my car, I had Roofman Jack in my car one time. If you ever heard of Roofman Jack,
we'll put him on the TV screen.
Yeah.
These kids don't know nowadays. These kids don't know nothing.
But he was the most famous guy. So I had my car in the L.A. Trident show, big show. And
you still have that trophy?
No, I have all those trophies. And usually in these car shows, the big inside car shows, not the outdoor ones that they have
none
today.
of those crappy ones.
All these trophies are 3 foot tall, 4 foot, whatever, big healthy ones. You've seen them. And the thing is, most car shows had about 3, 4, 5 cars against me. L.A. had 65 cars against me.
L.A.'s always aggressive. Yeah.
And I won everything. The outstanding award.
Beat L.A.
Beat L.A. I sure did. Right on, brother.
Right on, brother.
Yeah.
SF Giants. Let's go. So now, to bring it full circle, you had this car. You had the motor, you had to sell the bike. You had to sell the bike.
Yeah.
You had to move on.
Well, yeah, because you were a little infant. I didn't want you to follow like father, like son.
Yeah, I know.
Just like in the plumbing.
I was siphoning your gas. You can say it. I was stealing
your But everybody asks me where I get all this humor from, and even my brothers. I tell you, most of the humor having those 5 brothers of mine, but mostly from my dad, like father, like son. My dad could tell a lot of stories.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of stories. People, I remember walking with my dad, people downtown San Jose would say, "Hey, Nello," when they see him, "tell us the first half today, the second half some other day."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's too long.
Well, that's why I'm recording you today, so we can double time it. We can speed it up.
Oh, speed it up.
Yeah.
You can do that. Don't get a ticket.
I won't get a ticket, yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Jeez.
Damn.
Well, speaking of your dad, we'll get a...
It costs money.
It costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't. You can either be rich in time or money. And I don't have either. So don't waste my time. Is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Crazy.
Wow. Okay. I won't waste your time.
Oh no, not now. Now that's what I say in general. Yeah.
But no, that was some good times. And you know what? Innocent good times. I never caused trouble.
Too much.
Got into mischief.
Yeah.
Like painting the bathrooms or.
That's okay. Nobody got hurt.
Driving the car. Nobody got hurt. They got over it.
Hurt.
And they really thought that I was doing something good for the company. And, of course, the cops were doing their thing. They wanted me to enjoy my time with this friend of mine from Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
Man, she was, I don't know where she was from.
Not Chicago, though.
No.
Not Chicago.
No, that was just a famous word of mine, Chicago. I like that word, Chicago.
So to bring this full circle, here we have here, your dad inspired you. Look at that.
What?
That's my 8th grade Halloween costume. I was a gorilla pervert or something. I had all the candy in my trench coat.
Pervert? Let me see that.
All the candy was in the trench coat, yeah.
It looks like I took all the candy. Look how much I gained.
Yeah,
my goodness.
yeah. You're having a hard time back then.
I was known as the Cookie Monster.
You were, yeah. Yeah, for more ways than one.
Yeah.
No, everything is, not
just
more ways
Shermy
than you think.
and Chanel. They would verify I was
CLO and CAO. Yeah, I will. I'll
That's
ask
right.
him.
They did taste good, and the devil always made me eat
You're flirting
whatever I wanted to eat.
You were flirting with the devil, and you were a damn good flirt.
Yeah, maybe I should reword that.
Yeah, we'll think about it later.
Yeah.
But to bring it full circle now.
I'm not done yet.
Oh, yeah, 1 second.
Yeah. Hold on. Because if this is being recorded by the FBI, I don't want to look like a gangster to them. Al Capone. Oh, that's another story. The priest that came to our house in Miller Street when we were growing up, and the priest wasn't allowed to go to homes then. No, they just didn't do it. He came to our house, Father Joe.
You talking about Father Joe? I thought you couldn't tell this story. You're going to tell it right now?
Yeah.
All right, let's tell it.
Okay. So he came in pretty close to us because he knew that we had a lot to
say
give to the church
offer.
And just a lot of big family. He wanted to help out. So he came there a lot, and I used to pick him up for the reunions that we had once a year. And I brought Father Joe in my car a lot of times, just to him and I. And he told me one day, "Hey, Bill, if I could tell you stories which priests can't," but he said, "I will tell you this. When he was a chaplain at Alcatraz, he heard the confession of Al Capone, Machine Gun Kelly,
Birdman.
and Birdman.
Birdman, yeah.
And you know something? He said the worst one of them all was Birdman.
Really?
Everybody thought Birdman was with who's the guy who played him? Burt Lancaster.
Oh,
Well, man of size.
not scary enough.
Yeah.
Birdman was a dog. He was a
Yeah.
nasty.
He was the nastiest. So I took Laura Lynn Hodges Oliva and I
Yes.
took maybe Chanel.
Maybe.
But I know the two girls went with us before Leo was born. We went to Alcatraz 10 years ago.
Oh, the two girls meaning your nieces. Your
Nieces.
granddaughters. My
Granddaughters.
nieces, your granddaughters.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we took them there, and there was an inmate that was the last inmate there 30 years ago, and his name was Bill. I forgot, but he was in there for robbing banks.
How do you spell that? Bill, I forgot. Whatever. Screw him.
Yeah, look it up. Anyway, Bill and Bender or something, but he was always in prison for robbing banks. He would break out of prison, not Alcatraz, but other prisons, and he would rob banks. And so when it came to my turn to have him sign my book, I bought one of his books, The Last
Did you
Inmate
read
of
it?
Alcatraz.
Did you read the book?
I did, but when I first bought it from him, I said, "Have you ever heard of Father Joe?" He said, "No, I'm not a Catholic, but there was a lot of fathers there, priests there, hearing confessions." But in his book, I knew Father Joe told me the truth, because in his book from this guy Bill, he mentioned Al Capone, Machine Gun Kelly, and Birdman, and he just said you don't want to look Birdman in the eyes. He's like Charles Manson.
He's got the weird eyes. He's got the
devil's eyes.
creepy
just
eyes, like a doll's
creepy.
eyes. Like
Yeah, you don't want to go by
No.
his cage, and that's what Father Joe told me. Cause
by his cage? He was in a cage? Or a cell, but for him, birdcage. Yeah. Jesus.
Birdman from Alcatraz.
Ugh.
You don't want to look at him. He's worse than Charles Manson. So.
Birdman.
Anyway, that made me know that Father Joe was telling me the truth.
Oh, yeah, he was no lie. Yeah, no.
He's a priest. Come on.
Yeah.
I should have been a priest. Father Bill? No, Father William.
Father William sounds good. Father Dub. Father W.
Father W.
Father Dub.
Father Dub.
I love the Warriors.
Yeah,
Talk
the
to
Warriors.
me about the Warriors for a little bit.
Yeah, the Warriors coming into this play. Father Dove.
Father
That sounds
Dub.
pretty good. You know
Pretty
what?
good. You can
It's
wear
not
it. It
too
could be all
late.
gold with the big W Warriors.
Yeah.
The hat.
It's not too late, is it?
Oh, the Warriors doing great this year, no?
No, I mean being a priest.
Oh, no, you got time. You're
I
counting
have
down,
time.
right? You can relive
Oh,
your 20s.
That's right.
Do your 20s over again.
Very good. I
This
like
time,
that.
remember it.
Okay. Yeah, I got to remember it. Okay.
Yeah, or write it down, you know?
So you're definitely recording this? I don't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, let me straighten up.
Yeah.
Let me comb my
Yeah,
hair.
yeah, make yourself
Jesus
decent.
Christ's sakes.
Jesus.
One more time. Excuse me for taking so long, but if it's being recorded, you never know, CIA or FBI or all that.
FBI or Taco Bell. Or
I don't want to look like a criminal.
AARP, they sometimes listen
Oh,
in.
yeah.
I don't know why.
AARP,
AARP,
yeah.
yeah. What are they? They're always listening in. I don't know.
I don't know. Never did figure out. I don't even know how to spell it.
Yeah, it's really
Anyway.
tough. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's about all I have to
the
say.
whole thing. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not all.
There's many more.
I'm running out of memory tape.
Oh, God.
This is hour 3.
Oh, jeez.
Hour 4. Don't you have somewhere to go or
Yeah.
nothing?
To the
I got
bathroom.
nothing. You gotta go. Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I don't have anything more.
Well, you're a plumber. So speaking of bathrooms, you would always say your number 2 is our number 1.
I'm not a regular plumber. I'm a plumber
Collegist. That's right.
Plumbercologist. Sounds better.
Yeah.
You get paid more.
Plumbers, that's like Mario and Luigi and the whole gang. You guys
Yeah,
are the other
come on.
Italian gang.
Oh, no.
You got the Nellos, the Richards.
Well, you know what? When Guy and I, there was this plumber, and Laura Lynn Olivo Hodges
Yeah.
knew this plumber. My best plumber, his name was Guy.
Guy?
G-U-I, yeah.
Nice. Good name.
Guy. And he lived in Concord, but he worked for me for about 10 years. And Kenny knew him, my brother Ken and Richard Rain Olivo and Harold something Olivo.
Yes.
Although I think Harold was a mistake, my mom once told me.
She did
But
say
anyway,
that. She
that's
told me
another
that too.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she
I
told me
better
that
not
too.
bring that
Yeah,
up to Harold.
No.
I love you, Harold. Don't.
Yeah. Don't freak out about this. We'll cut this.
Yeah. So anyway, so Guy and I was doing on Post Street, 490 Post.
What the hell were you doing on Post Street,
No,
brother?
no.
Come on, get out of there.
No, there was about a 28-story building, and we were on the 16th floor doing some dentist office. And you know what? Lo and behold, all the Secret Service was around us. Mom knew this. Is because George McGovern was running for president. So since he was a nominee for the Democrats, they had all the Secret Service up on the mountaintop through the windows across the street looking for snipers or something.
Yeah.
Once he loses, nobody cared about him, but he, that's the way it is. When you're a candidate, you got everybody watching you. So anyway, Guy and I was working, it got late, and so we had to finish this one dentist, so I helped him out. And you know what? I was using this saw, one of those band saws. You cut, stupid thing jumped. It cut his hand just about off. True story. Cut his hand almost off. Oh,
actually, Jesus.
Oh, man. Lord have mercy.
Did you see the blood? You saw that all that?
Oh, it went all over. It was a mess. Flying over in your face. Some doctors were like that.
Well, yeah, because did the saw turn off? Or is it just...
No, it turned off, but
too late.
All the blood splattered. All. You should have been there.
All over your nice shirt.
So anyway, yeah. So we went inside. The next door was a doctor still open. And he was a regular doctor. I forgot what he did. But anyway, hey, how much does it cost to sew this hand back on? And he looked at it. And it's a true story. At that time in 81, I think it was 1981, 50 years ago, he wanted $5,000.
5,000?
5,000.
Oh, and there's the oil crisis happening on and all that. Jesus.
So
No.
So we walked just a little bit down the hallway more. On the 14th floor, we saw, and his name was Dr. Shapiro. I have to say this because I wouldn't recommend him for him.
Okay.
So we went to another doctor, and I forgot his name. I forgot his name.
Joe Schmo.
How much? And he said 500.
Oh, that's...
5,500. That's a no-brainer.
That's 37% or something. Yeah. That's easy.
So he sold it on. Everything looked good. He wrapped it up and stuff.
Yeah.
So he told me to bring Guy back in 2 weeks. We brought him back, and we went up the elevator to the 16th floor, and then we bumped into, you won't believe
You
it.
saw the original doctor?
Yeah, Shapiro.
Oh.
And so Shapiro saw that
Screw that
Guy's
guy.
hand was all ripped up. He said, "Hey, Guy, how's it going?" And he was so mad at this doctor, he goes like this. Oh. It took off. You get what you pay for.
That
Wow. I don't believe it. That's what happened.
Oh, jeez.
That hurt.
That's San Francisco.
That's San Francisco, but that hurt. $500, I guess we shouldn't have did that.
No.
It's
No.
all right. Guy got over it.
You got over it,
He doesn't
yeah.
have a hand this time, but so
Let
what?
him go. Let him go.
Let him go. Yeah, I fired him then.
Can't be so handsy all the time.
So anyway, so that's the story on 490 Post. If you ever go to Dr. Shapiro, don't let him work on you.
We'll link that in the description below to avoid it.
Wow, I remember that. This thing, all the blood splashing. Even then, when his hand flew off, Dr. Shapiro got a whole face of flesh and blood and guts.
Well, I
He
guess.
was mad at us.
And you love astronomy, right? Am I wrong when I say that? You're an astronomy guy, right? You're a space guy.
Yeah.
You like all that stuff?
Oh no, I'm a Catholic. I don't do that.
But you dabble in the astronomy.
Oh, yeah.
You mess around with the planets, right?
Oh no, I would never say. This is recorded.
Well, did you know that they found bones on the moon?
Yes. No, I don't. Tell me this story.
Did you read it?
No.
You didn't see what I'm talking about?
No.
Today, New York Times.
When was this? Last year?
No, this current year. Like a few days ago. They found bones. Not.
Oh, yeah, I know why. Because the government is forcing, all the people are forcing the government to tell what they know about the astronauts.
It's begun. Yeah. It's starting to come out. Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
But aren't you curious about what the bones were? I mean, they weren't like.
Yeah, whose were they?
They weren't human.
Oh,
They weren't human.
Yeah,
I can tell you that. Yeah, they're the cows that didn't make it over the moon.
Hey, SA. Very good. SA. Wow. Geez.
That's nice. That's nice.
You
SA.
must know my dad, too.
Oh yeah. Good guy.
Like dad, like son.
Good guy.
He once seen you one time. And
Yeah, he didn't like what he saw.
No, because your haircut, Mom used to cut it, and it looked like more Larry the Cheese, on the Three Stooges.
I know.
You had a bow.
I asked for a surfer cut. They gave me the bull.
Oh, God, it looked. And my dad, the only words he said when in the hospital, "What happened to you?"
He didn't know much English either. That was the only word. He learned those words.
No.
What happened to you?
Yeah. God.
Not much.
I had to explain to him what happened.
Society happened. That
His mom made him do that.
My
have a talk with
Schnall
me.
cut my hair, bleached my hair.
Oh, jeez, that's right.
I got tortured.
Did you ever talk to Mom about that?
No.
Feelings, your inner feelings?
No. I just shut it up. I just buried it deep down. Never talked about it ever.
You got to bring it up someday.
I will. I'm feeling confident these days.
Because that hurts your feeling. You could have had a lot of girls.
Oh, I had gray hair.
You look like a bandito.
I look like a dumb.
Oh, God, I was embarrassed.
I look like a Mickey Mouse Pinocchio son of a bitch. Yeah, not good.
No. Not good.
Not good at all.
But anyway, yeah, so, you know what? The next time I could expand on some of those stories. There's a lot of good stories I haven't told you about.
I know.
There's that one over there.
There's the one.
Oh, I never told. But I will tell you this.
Yeah.
That San Francisco home, SF 710, let's call it 710, right? When we wired it and did the lights in the hallway, which never worked well.
Never working, yeah.
And you guys had moved out, so it was empty. So this general and I, Steve, him and I went upstairs on the deck. We had to crawl in there. There was no attic space there because the deck took up the attic. And I knew exactly where that wire is. So finally it dawned on me 50 years ago. I had covered up that ceiling. It was a 10-foot ceiling. I dropped it to 8 foot. So it was 8-foot ceiling. The reason why I did that for is when you're walking in the 8-foot ceiling, then you walk in a small bedroom, but it's a high arch ceiling. It makes it look bigger.
Small, smart guy.
Oh, yeah. No,
Smart
I
guy.
may not know my algebra. Oh, I didn't know
You mean
algebra.
not the physics or the calculus?
No.
The algebra you had down.
Algebra I had down pat.
Nice.
Social study, I don't know. I could have done better than that.
Yeah.
English. So anyway,
Yeah.
what I did is, this is true story. I went in that room that I built up there for storage and stuff. I cut a hole in the floor, and that was the hallway where I had dropped it 2 feet 50 years ago. So that house has a lot of ghostly stories in it. So when I opened it up, a lot of white smoke came out. That's for you.
Liberty was there smoking?
I'm not going to say no more. A little white dust I let out. Remember that house was known as a
establishment of the night.
Yes. So, there's a lot of souls locked up in there. Because that was before I dropped the ceiling.
Or maybe they're still partying.
Wow.
Maybe it's not a bad thing. Maybe they're just getting...
Yeah.
It could be
I
nice.
don't think it was a bad thing.
No,
Nothing ever happened to me. I didn't fall off the ladder.
No.
Well,
That's another day.
That's another day.
Yeah.
But nothing happened to me right there. I had Steve climb in there, and I climbed in there too.
Oh, of course.
All the way 20 feet. You had to crawl on your belly to the spot where the light is. We had to run a wire. So, it was spooky that way. Because you could, number one, fall through the ceiling. So I told him, put long planks up there. And
Put some towels on the ground, yeah.
Okay,
oh.
But the thing is, he knew it was some dust going out, but it was happy dust. It was
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they weren't
Angel
bad at all.
dust, yeah.
Yeah, probably were Catholics at one time. So anyway.
I love him, man. That's
right,
crazy talk.
They don't
That's crazy.
always just have babies, They do good stuff too.
I can't believe this.
Yeah.
Well, it's hour 4, so I'm gonna. What's your last piece of advice? One last riddle.
Okay.
Saying, a proverb.
Sure. Just remember, all these laughs, those who laugh last,
Sure.
think slow.
One more time.
Those who laugh last, think slow.
Oh, yeah,
See?
yeah. Slow.
You think
Slow.
slow. Oh,
I'm
my
slow.
God, look,
That was great.
You better take a
I love you. That was good back there, man.
God bless you.
God bless you. You
God
come back
bless.
next Saturday, all right? You hear? Go Giants.
Go.
All right. Goodbye, everybody. Take care next time. We'll see you next time.
Wow, we were recorded.
Yeah.
Jeez, okay.